Good morning, Market Snipers. This is Jesse. Getting started right at 9 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, right on the dot again. We are Thursday morning. This has been a short week so far. We started with Taco Tuesday, had Wednesday, and now today. So if you're new to the channel, awesome, welcome. First 15, 30 minutes, we're going to go through the charts heavily and quickly, and a lot to cover today as usual. We always have something to cover when we're talking about Bitcoin, crypto, NASDAQ, Magnificent Seven, NVIDIA pumping hard, right? Did the NASDAQ find support at target one? It retraced to target one, and that was it. And looks like it's pumping up. Remember, we have different targets for different time frames, right? So we have shorter term pullback and correction targets, and then we have the longer term targets as well, based off of the weekly chart, based off of a longer time horizon. So a lot of people get that mixed up, but might as well jump in right now. And then the second half of the stream, definitely put in your comments any assets you'd like me to cover, any questions that you might have, and we'll get to everything in the second half of the live stream. But who's here right now? Doc, NASDAQ, find support. Yeah, looking like find support, I guess, below off top, possible. If it's like NVIDIA, Microsoft, and Abercrombie and Fitch, and some of the other stocks that I've pointed out, we've got much higher targets as well. We're looking for a short-term pullback, and then we were wondering if price would find support at. We'll take a look at the charts, but will price find support at target 1, 2, 3, or 4? We were thinking target 3 or 4, but it looks like target 1, it might have found support. Too early to say as of right now. We'll take a look at it. BTC to crash, no. Rocket only. Yeah, we're talking about a buy the dip scenario. Longer term, we're obviously bullish on Bitcoin, but in the shorter term, we're talking about a correction and possibly could still see prices lower. So we're gonna jump into all that. Javier, yo, good morning, Market Snipers. Good morning, Javier. Welcome back. Smash the like button. Thank you. Appreciate that. Yes. Listen to Javier. He's a smart and wise person over there. Javier, smash the like button. Thank you. Appreciate that. By the way, NASDAQ spider also inversion. Okay. John Pye. Hello, everybody. Hello, John. Welcome back. Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Early for class today, Aldo. Awesome. 3 minutes early posting this comment. Cool. Harmon 08. What up? Ollie, hi. Uzair, good morning. Good morning, Uzair. Daniel, what's up, Daniel? Lawrence, what up, Lawrence? Welcome back, everybody. So this is Bitcoin, right? This is Bitcoin daily chart. Remember, shorter term corrections, whether it's, days, weeks, or months, to me, that is shorter to midterm correction, possibly before the halving, like it has in the past. It is possible, and we're going to continue to cover it over and over again. It's down about 15% since hitting $49,000. We didn't go straight to the moon. We're going through a correction and then looking for that next possible buy the dip scenario. Obviously, it's not financial advice, right? Obviously, it's for educational purposes only. But based off the daily chart, we're talking about a correction, and it's been correcting since hitting 49,000 on January 11th. So 1 week now, it's been correcting. Currently down 2.13% today, below $42,000. See if it takes out that wick at 41,527 back from the 12th. If not, it's possible it finds support, right? It's possible it finds support and then looks for the next possible buy the dip scenario. But there are several reasons why that price could go lower first before the next halving, right? So the next halving is mid-April, estimated to be April 17th, depending on what website you're looking at, depending on several other factors, right? So, but sometime in April, most likely sometime in April, that we're going to see the next halving event. We kind of drew this out. My thoughts on patterns, but we do use them for like ideas and thoughts to kind of line up with our own targets and stuff like that. So if you draw it out like here, and then I was drawing up this potential bear flag, right? Could price come back all the way up into the trending dots prior to breaking down? Yes, it was possible. Could it retrace all the way back up into here, put in a lower high, and then come back down? Yes, that was possible. But we're drawing out this bear flag over here, and whether it was going to, take some more time for it to come back down, that was a possibility, right? But wherever it breaks down, and assuming that it's going to break down with the candle close, it's not, we don't have a candle close yet. We still have a lot of time left remaining in this candle. But if it starts to break down and start to get candle close below, say, this trend line here, and then, the horizontal trend line, 41,700-ish. And then, of course, you got multiple other trend lines. You can find trend line after trend line after trend line, right? So, but overall, after this breakdown, it's starting to look like a lower high, right? Starting to look like a lower high, another one, and you've got a lower low here, taking up this pivot point. So it's currently bearish. It could find support. Remember, target 1 was up in here. This is target 2 down here. So it hit target 1, target 2, target 3, target 4, and then I added this 5th target. I even labeled it the lowest probability, obviously. I don't know if it goes that low, right? But wherever it finds support, it'll be the next buy the dip scenario. Could be here, could find support here, right? And then break out to the upside, and we would adjust this trend line wherever it is. This is just kind of a phantom trend line as of right now. There's not even a second touch point. It's just an idea of where it could be and how long it takes to kind of go through a correction and or retracement. So far, since coming up and hitting $44,000 over here on December 5th, it's basically been going sideways, right? It's basically been going sideways for a month and a half, maybe another half a month. It continues to go sideways. Maybe it breaks down a little bit more. We'll continue to watch it. It is currently breaking down right now. It is currently bearish on the daily chart. But if we're going to zoom out on the weekly chart, remember, this isn't saying I'm already seeing some large accounts, whether they're talking about $200,000. Now I'm seeing them talk about $10,000 Bitcoin again. They flip back and forth so much. We flip because we're swing traders, but we're not talking about $60,000 Bitcoin in January. We're not talking about $10,000 Bitcoin in January. What we've been talking about since December is that we could hit target 4 as a possibility and then go through a correction, whether it hits target 1, 2, 3, 4, find support, and then come out for that next buy the dip scenario, right? So that's what we've been talking about. That's what we're still waiting on. Is it going to be a buy the dip scenario up here? Is it going to be a buy the dip scenario after hitting target 2? Will it be a buy the dip scenario after hitting target 3? And then will it be, if it doesn't find support, will it be a buy the dip scenario at target 4? We don't know, right? We don't know. We're just going to play it out as we see it, and we'll continue to call it as we see it. So that's what we're watching over here on Bitcoin. We got another chart over here of Bitcoin. We've got bearish divergence, right? We've got bearish divergence, and it hasn't been cleared out yet, in my opinion. So that's another reason why we're talking about possible lower prices, right? So it's of course, like I said, you could draw trend line after trend line after trend line. Here's another one that I like, right? I like that trend line as well. Broke down, came back up, back tested it, could be breaking down. Let's see if you get a candle close back below, say here. It's going to be a higher probability that we're going to come down to at least target 2, right? But also, let's switch gears over to the weekly chart, right? Let's switch gears over to the weekly chart and go back over here. The reason why is because this is just my own personal opinion. This is a shorter term correction. This is another buy the dip scenario. We're talking about buying the right dip way back here at 16,800. We are all over in the Discord. November, December was putting in longer term bullish divergence, right? And one thing we want to talk about is that if Abercrombie and Fitch, of all companies, right? I don't know their fundamentals. I don't know all that stuff, but it's an old clothing brand that is been around for a couple hundred years, I think, right? Or at least 100 120 years, I think it's been around. If Abercrombie and Fitch can not only take out the all-time high, but put in a parabolic rise, why not Bitcoin, right? Why not Bitcoin? So I'm hoping for it. I'm expecting it, but I'm more hoping for it. But before it does that, it's got to take out the all-time high, right? And we're not even nowhere near the all-time high yet. The all-time high is around $68,000, right? I think it's the wick on this one is almost $69,000, right? It's different for each exchange, but once it takes out that all-time high, then it can start to go parabolic, similar to Abercrombie & Fitch and NVIDIA, and the list goes on, Microsoft, all that stuff. So if we zoom out just for a second, we're talking about a short-term possible correction, not guaranteed, right? That it goes all the way down to here, but it's already hit target 1. The trending dots are all the way up to target 2, so maybe that's it. But we have reasons to believe that it could go down to target 3 and even target 4. And then who knows about coming back and retesting the 200-week moving average, which is currently up to $30,330. So it is a moving average. It is a slower moving average, and it's back above 30,330. When we started laying out these targets, it was at 28,800-ish. So it is moving upwards, right? And by the time it happens, it's possible that it's at $32,000, right? So we will see. There are several reasons why we could see lower prices in the short term. But then if you zoom out, and assuming we regain longer term target 4 at this 48,600-ish, and then we take out all-time highs, and you start getting weekly candle closes back above 65,692, look out. We do have Abercrombie and Fitch target 1, right? Abercrombie and Fitch hit this target 1. And then look out. We do have Abercrombie and Fitch target 2 all the way up here above 100,000. We don't need to worry about that right now, right? As swing traders, we don't need to worry about that right now. First, let's get through the correction. Second, let's watch for the next buy the dip scenario. Third, let's get back above longer term target 4. Fourth, let's take out the all-time highs. Then we can worry about those targets. It's going to take some time. It's going to take some time to play out. It's not going to happen overnight. We're not going to $150,000 overnight. If we go up to take out all-time highs, if we take out longer-term target 4 at 48,600, right? I'm expecting it to do that. We're talking about mid to third quarter of 2024, in my opinion. We're not talking about tomorrow. We're not talking about today. We're talking about mid to third quarter. Maybe we're taking out target 4, and then we take out all-time highs, maybe third or fourth quarter of 2024. And then if it breaks from there and we start to go parabolic, then we would start to look like possibly Abercrombie and Fitch targets are on the board. They're already on the board, but they would become a potential reality, right? And let's switch gears over to NVIDIA because that's what we put on the thing. Ultra bullish on the daily chart as of right now. We zoom out here, right? We're pointing out the former all-time high in November 2021, very similar to Bitcoin, had an all-time high in 2021 of November, right? So that's something we're pointing out, former all-time high. Once it took out the all-time high, it started to go parabolic, right? Started to make a move very quickly from about $335, pumped all the way up, hit Abercrombie. It's hard to say. I always want to throw an M. I want to say Abercrombie. I don't know why. Abercrombie. Can we change their name to Abercrombie? Can we change it? I think we changed from John to Tesla John over there. Can we change Abercrombie and Fitch to Abercrombie? It just seems easier to say, or we'll just call it ANF, right? So after it was taking out all-time highs here at 335 on NVIDIA, it started to pump up really hard very quickly, hit $502, hit the ANF target 1. Right now, ANF is above its own target 2 up here at 6, where NVIDIA could possibly come up and hit ANF target 2 up here at $660-ish. That's an insane move, right? What if Bitcoin does something similar? So that's what we're talking about longer term. It takes time to play out. It takes time to play out. If so, we'd be looking at probably, maybe this target by, way out here in early 2025, right? Maybe the end of 2024. But we got, like I said, we got to get through target 4, then we got to get through the all-time highs, and then maybe it goes fast after that. Maybe it goes faster after that. So we'll continue to watch it. As of right now, we're looking shorter term at the next possible buy the dip scenario, right, on Bitcoin. So that's what we're watching. It is breaking down as of right now, down 2.5%. We'll see if it closes below. If it does, this bear flag could be playing out, which would take us to target 2, possibly target 3. I took off target 1 because it clutters up the chart, right? Then possibly 3. We'll see if it finds support at target 3 or target 4, and then that next possible buy the dip scenario before the halving, right? So NVIDIA weekly chart, right? It is pumping hard. It's ultra bullish on the weekly chart. I wouldn't be shorting here, not financial advice. I saw so many people talking about shorting it here. Saw people short it here, short it here. People who sell courses, right? They're shorting it all the way up, right? It's ultra bullish, right? I'm not shorting it. Now, for my own sake, I did short the NASDAQ, right? I did short it, right? I did short the NASDAQ, and I was up 4 digits. Of course, I didn't go all in on it, right? Let's go to the shorter time frames, right? So I shorted it here, took profits on that one, like 3 digits worth, right? Let it pump all the way up. It was looking like a possible lower high. And then based off of lower time frames, I shorted it and I was up 4 digits quickly here. And then it started to reverse and it stopped me out. So I took a 3-digit loss on the NASDAQ. I posted that in the Discord this morning that I was up 4 digits and I ended up losing 3 digits. That's the name of the game, right? Had the stop loss here and it was getting close to that. And I had, when it was breaking down from here, I had moved the stop loss down a little bit, and I ended up taking a 3-digit loss. So there it is. There it is. I'm human, right? I'm not a robot. I do take losses, right? I do take losses, and I saw it too. But I stuck to my original plan. I was willing to take the loss, right? But I saw it on the lower time frames. I saw it on the 4-hour chart. Looks like it possibly could be finding support at a key target area. Reversal candle, right? And then starts to pump back up, regains the trending dots on the 4-hour chart, buy signal, and I just let it stop me out. Part of it is, can I stick to the plan, right? Win, lose, or draw. I was up 4 digits, and at this point, then take a 3-digit loss, whatever. Watch, it's possible it takes out stop losses and then reverses back down. We don't know, but I'm not in a short position. It stopped me out, and that's the NASDAQ. So also with the NASDAQ, it could have found support at target 1, right? It's still bullish on the weekly chart. And so I did put on these longer term A and F targets as well, right? These are similar targets to A and F. You might as well, because if NVIDIA can come up and hit this target and the Magnificent Seven are running the show for the NASDAQ, why not the NASDAQ come up and hit this target? Doc, talking about blow off top $20,000. It's possible because A and F came up and hit this target. A and F came up and hit this target at 20. NASDAQ would be at almost $25,000. We don't know if that would happen or not, but NVIDIA is hitting those targets, right? And then let's look at the Magnificent Seven over here. Magnificent Seven, you got NVIDIA, right? If the Magnificent Seven is running the NASDAQ, it's possible the NASDAQ comes up and hits A and F target 1. It's possible NASDAQ comes up and hits A and F target 2. It's possible. I think it would take some time to play out based off of the weekly chart. You got Meta, right? Meta possibly taking out all-time highs over here. It's right at all-time highs, right? So we might have to put on some A and F targets for Meta. Amazon hasn't even taken out all-time highs yet, right? Well below it. So we will see. Microsoft took out all-time highs over here in November 2021, probably moving towards A and F targets 1 or 2, probably closing in on ANF target 1 right now. Tesla breaking down and crashing. Who knows what's happening over at Tesla? But if it finds support, could break out. Maybe it'll take some time, but it could break out maybe in 2024. Who knows? But right now it's breaking down. Hit that last target is below the 200-week moving average. So we will see on Tesla, but might be one of the ones that aren't taking out all-time highs from November 2021 yet, right? So we will see. We'll see how it plays out. Apple, right? This was 2021 highs, took out all-time highs, came back for retracement, took out 2023 highs, made new higher highs. Is this going to be another higher low? It's possible, right? It's possible it's another higher low, comes up, fills this gap, and then maybe takes off to the upside. And then maybe ANF target 1 gets hit up here. Who knows? Maybe ANF target 2. I'd have to map it out, but could be much higher prices for Apple too as well. So we will see if whether it's going to put in a lower high or if it's going to actually, this was another higher low. And you can see even, regaining the trailing dots, comes up, fills this gap with buy signals, and then takes off to the upside. As we're talking, as we're speaking on the live stream, it just flashed a pending buy signal on the daily chart. So maybe this was a higher low, right? Nice move up, came up, retraced back down, key target area, double bottom, right? Double bottom wick right here at 180, and and then another gap up, and it's regaining the trailing dots. It's possible we get a buy signal and gets back above the trailing dots on Apple. And then what if it starts to take off to the upside and goes longer term? Like if you look at the weekly chart, what if longer term it takes off to the upside and goes and hits ANF targets 1 and 2? It's possible, right? So it's possible this is a double wick bottom right here, right? Double wick bottom. And so you're kind of seeing it play out like that. It's possible. And then you could even do like a pattern like that, almost like pattern target, right? That would take out the all-time highs, right? So we will see on that pending buy signal on Apple flashing as we speak while we're on the live stream. Google, similar thoughts. Let's jump over the weekly chart, right? Weekly chart closing in on all-time highs, right? What if it takes all-time highs out, similar to ANF, right? And then comes up and hits longer-term targets to the upside? It's possible. So we will see. We will see. If these Magnificent Seven stocks do all start taking out the all-time highs, I don't see why NASDAQ would not, because the NASDAQ has been being pushed by the Magnificent Seven a lot already. So we will see if it does or not. And then we would possibly see some of those 20,000, maybe 25,000 target ANF target 2. We don't know. We're going to stay neutral. We're going to stay on the right side of the markets and take 3-digit losses, not 5-digit losses, right? So that's what we're going to do, and go from there. All right, so that's Magnificent Seven. Let's switch gears over here. Let's switch gears. Again, Bitcoin's down 2%. Let's take a look at Ethereum on the daily chart. Let's look at it, right? So we're talking about it from back here. Could pump up, hit longer-term target 3. Remember, Bitcoin's hit longer-term target 4. Ethereum has not. Many of the crypto assets have not hit longer-term target 4 yet. Still a lot of upside, right? That could happen. Doesn't mean it won't go through a correction first, right? But it's only hit longer-term target 2, got very close to longer-term target 3 on Ethereum. Maybe it'll find support at these trending dots, kind of find support, and then kind of move up like that. So it is possible. Target 1, target 2, target 3 hasn't been hit yet. So we're still watching, still bullish on the daily chart, still above the trending dots. We've got, speaking of dot, so had bearish divergence, came all the way up, lower high, selling off, lower high, still bearish on the daily chart. We talked about, after price hit target 2, right? Could be a double wick bottom here at $6.50. That could have been the bottom, but we still have target 3 and target 4. Let's take a quick look at it. You do have bearish divergence possibly going all the way back to $5.70. So that would line up with price possibly coming all the way back down to target 3. There's a confluence area at target 3. We will see. There's a possibility of target 4. We will see. We're not sure. We're looking for the next possible buy the dip scenario on DOT, right? So it's a higher probability whether it found support and broke out here, whether it finds support at target 2 like it has so far on double wick bottom, finds support and breaks out, or it comes all the way down here, right? So wherever that is, whatever the case may be, that is going to be the higher probability reversal. That will be the higher probability of the next buy the dip scenario on DOT. Many of the crypto assets are going to look very similar, so we won't spend too much time on them. Sand looks a little bit different. Came all the way down to target 4 already, right? So if it already came back down to target 4, it's possible it puts in the higher low and comes out. We have 2 arrows here. We only need 1. So it is possible that the bottom is in on sand. Too early to say. There was another sell signal and could start to break back down and go lower. If it doesn't find support at target 4, then could go even lower than that. We will see. We're going to find out where that next buy the dip scenario is, whether it's here, obviously not there, whether it's going to be here or all the way back down here. We will see. We'll find out. That's sand, mana, similar thoughts, right? We're going to readjust this trend line again. Like I said, remember, we're going to probably readjust the trend lines maybe once or twice, right? We will see, because sometimes the crypto assets will pump up very quickly and then drop straight back down as a fake out, and we'll just readjust it, have a little bit more of a conservative breakout trend line, right? So again, probably came down all the way to target 3. This could be the bottom down here at 39.5 cents for mana. Not confirmed yet. We will see. Currently breaking down right now. Sell signal breaking down as of right now. Possible this is the bottom, but we're not going to call it that yet. We're not going to call it that. I'm waiting personally for a higher probability reversal. Chain link looks a little bit different, right? Lower high after the bearish divergence, and could be another lower high. This is what I'm talking about, where it pumps out, looks like a fake out, and then ends up looks like a breakout, and then ends up being a fake out. Readjust the trend lines, and then the higher probability, of course, is going to be out there like that, right? So we don't know, right? Could just be coming back to the trending dots, putting in a higher low, and then comes out like that. So if so, then it would look more like lower high comes in like this, comes out like that, and that would be your next buy the dip scenario. But of course, it could come back down like this, right? Take some time to play out, and then possibly even put in some bullish divergence, right? And then that would be the next buy the dip scenario. Of course, could come all the way back down lower as well. I'm sure there's lower targets from there, and get a stronger retracement on that. But that's chain link right now. Near still breaking down as of right now. There's longer term targets to the downside. There's more targets to the downside shorter term, right? There are higher longer term targets as well. It's only hit target 1 so far. You've got longer term higher targets all the way up there, but in the shorter term, this is the next possible buy the dip scenario on near. So this is what we're kind of watching over here. So lower high, starting to break down again. This was a double wick bottom down here at $2.90. Is that it? It's possible, but there's several reasons why price could come back down to this target, several reasons why price could come back down to this target, and then that would be the higher probability breakout somewhere here, or even possibly here. So we'll continue to watch it on near as well. Solana, they're all starting to look similar. Again, remember, there's going to be breakouts and fake outs along the way, right? So I'm going to readjust it like that. We talked about possibly readjusting it. It's possible that was a double wick bottom and that was it, but it's currently breaking back down right now. And there's several reasons why Solana could come all the way back down, hit this target here, possibly this target here, and we'll find out what that next buy the dip scenario is, whether it's here, or all the way back down there. So we'll see. That's Solana. They're all going to start to look very similar. Cardano also breaking down as well. see if it comes back down to this target here. There are lower targets. That's about it. For crypto, they're all going to start looking very similar. If you look at they crash hard, right? So they pump hard and they crash harder, right? So don't forget to take profits along the way. We talked about this. We talked about it. We talked about it. It's like catching lightning in a bottle, right? Did you catch lightning in a bottle? Did you catch lightning in a bottle as it was overbought, going parabolic? Boom, crash back down. Boom, put it in a lower high. Boom, crash straight back down, right? So they're fun if you're swing trading, right? Even going back from this breakout back here all the way to there, I mean, that's a 266% pump, right? And then if you're playing that with options, I didn't play Marathon Digital with options, but Hut, Bitfarm, some of the other ones I did, they can be fun. I played it to the upside, and I even played Hut to the downside with options. Had closed out some of my stock, and some of the stock it was dropping, right? And then today, you know, we are talking about it yesterday, right? It was at like 9:36. It was Tesla John asked me, and I said I still held some of my stock. And then once it was breaking down, getting closer to $9. Remember, I was in at $8.80. Then that last part of the stock, I end up just canceling it out and closing it out because, and you know, it would have stopped. It would take out stop losses anyways, and that might be it, right? But when it started breaking back down below $9 and getting close to break even on my last stock purchases, then I was out because, you know, I can just put the money somewhere else, right? And so if once we get a higher probability reversal, wherever that is, then I'll probably buy back into it. Whether that's Hut, whether that's Hive, whether that's MIGI, whether it's Wolf, whatever I'm feeling that's going to look like the best possible opportunity, right? Remember, in hindsight, I wish I would have closed out all my stock, but I didn't. Closed out some of my stock, played options to the downside. That was my strategy, was I was going to short with options to the downside as well, and then take those profits, which I did, take those profits and buy more stock with it. So that was going to be my plan. That was my plan. And then the last bit of stock, I didn't close out till getting closer to $9 and just take it, basically break even after all of that. So that's it for Hut. Took out this wick here. The market makers giveth, the market makers take it, right? So there we are. Let's take a look. Imagine, imagine if it fills the gap. $29.52 right now. I'm currently in a YOLO short play on Imagine. YOLO, you only live once type of play, right? I took a short on Imagine with options and, you know, lunch money, right? Just lunch money. But the lunch money could turn out to possibly, you know, 8-to-1 ratio, possibly 16-to-1 ratio. But like I put in the recorded coaching, I'm expecting to lose every dollar. Currently, I'm up. Yes, currently I'm up. Shorted it back here, right? Shorted it based off of the lower time frames. We now have a pending sell signal for the first time on the 4-hour chart, but I shorted it back here, right? It's starting to look like a lower high, right around $29.80. Shorted it based off the lower time frames. It had bearish divergence. Looks like a lower high, and then I put my money as where my mouth is. Only lunch money. I only put lunch money where my mouth is, right? So lower high, and this is the first pending sell signal on the 4-hour chart. There's a 77% gap up. It's insane. This would be insane. I didn't even calculate what it would be if my short filled that gap at $16. It would be insane. Well, lunch money would turn into lunch money for the rest of the year, right? So we will see. We will see. I'm hopeful, but I don't think the market makers do give it to me, right? I don't think they give it to me. Maybe it just comes down to like you know, right around $29, right? Maybe even comes back to this wick and then goes even higher, right? So maybe I don't maybe it doesn't come all the way down. But if it takes out this wick, then I will start to be hopeful. There's some targets down here at $26, right? It's could be an insane move. So we will see. Imagine what happens. Imagine what happens. So we'll see. We'll see. We'll see. Right? Talked about this as a potential. Here, let's go on the daily chart here. Pending sell signal broke out. We talked about it, put in the newsletter for a weekly. It was a weekly buy signal, right? A weekly buy signal at $6.82. But I put in the newsletter it's in the details, right? The details of the newsletter. And if you're not follow me on the newsletter, definitely do it. I'm starting to do the newsletter more and more. So I was doing it like once a week, kind of half-heartedly doing it for a long time. And then like the last month and a half, I've been putting more effort into it. And now the last couple of weeks, I started to ramp up more. And I even switched platforms. It's a free newsletter, and I'm going to try to do more like longer term opportunity alerts, right? Longer term opportunity alerts. Natural gas was the last one. There was a buy signal on the weekly chart, but in the notes I put, right, buy signal on the weekly chart, but a more defined higher low in the weekly chart is the higher probability, right? So there's buy signal on the weekly chart. It's got a pending sell signal right now, but kind of map this out based off of the daily chart. It's a wild animal, right? So if it finds support, could even go lower, find support, and then come out. Got the longer term targets. So that's why I put it in there. So if you kind of zoom out here, this is the reason why. Longer term, higher targets. And that's what I kind of think, right? So based off of that, I even put in the notes that, hey, it was getting overbought. There was bearish divergence, and short term price could come all the way back down here. And I kind of drew this out down here, and it did. It ended up gapping down from 680 all the way down and came down here the next day at 578. So wherever that is, whether that's here, or all the way down here, right? That will be a better buy, right? That would be a better buy. So talked about even from here is like 70% all the way to target 1, right? And then if it comes all the way down here, of course, it's just going to be a better buy. So 140%. It does make a difference, but based off of the weekly chart, that's why I put it in the newsletter. And then, of course, it could put in a higher low, and then we'll see how it turns out from there and takes off to the upside. Target, I'm short Target. I have options plays on that one. That one's doing. I have to look. My other computer timed out. So I've got this short in. I took it from back here at like 140. I have option short there. When I last checked, it was at 138, and I was already up like 25% on that one. So yeah, I took a loss on NASDAQ. I was up 4 digits on it, but I'm currently up on my Imagine stock. I can't say it. It's too difficult. Immunogen. It looks like ammunition, but it's Immunogen. I'm just going to call it Imagine, right? We're going to just rename stocks, right? So like I said, I'm feeling pessimistic that they're not going to give me this. They're not going to give me this because it would be too great, right? But Target, they'll probably give me Target, right? So Target's breaking down. I'm already up I was up already 25% over here. So I don't even know where it's at right now. It's probably up at least 50% right now, down 1.75%, but it's an option short. Again, I didn't go all in on any of this. And this would be kind of like if it closes this gap, it would be pretty big, right? That'd be a pretty big return, even on a smaller amount traded. It'd be at least in the strong 4 digits, and I only risked 3 digits, right? So it's a big return if it happens. So I risked 3 digits, and if it does fill the gap, it would be a 4-digit move. So we'll see. But again, I don't go all in on these, especially with options, right? Especially with options. So that's Target. Want to cover that. Someone mentioned PayPal up 2% today, right? So we got a pending buy signal on the daily chart. So pending buy signal on the daily chart. I talked about it in the Discord again this morning, right? It was flashing on and off the pending buy signal. And this was in the newsletter as well. I put in the newsletter back here on mid-December. The buy signal on the weekly chart was at $61.27. All the details are in the newsletter. So definitely go subscribe to the newsletter. It's all there. And yes, nothing's really happened since. Price came all the way back down to $56. And I even did a follow-up on it that it could go all the way down to $53, $55, put in a higher low, and then takes off to the upside after that. It's possible. We also have a pending buy signal on the weekly chart, pending buy signal on the daily chart, pending buy signal on the weekly chart, pending buy signal on the daily chart. Is something wrong with this live stream? Pending buy signal on the weekly. Oh, no more. Nope. There's nothing wrong. There's no more pending buy signal on the weekly chart. So we'll see. Came all the way back down, went below the trending dots, may have found support of the trending dots not once, but possibly twice, and then kind of take off to the upside. Oh, pending. Oh, nope. All right, got excited there for a second. Almost a pending buy signal for more than 1 second, and it flashed off. So that's what I love about the sharpshooter candles 3.1. It doesn't tell you after the candle closes. It tells you while it's happening in real time, right? It's happening in real time. It's not after the fact. Helps us with the sharpshooter RSI, tells us about divergences, right? Bullish divergences, long-term bullish divergences, right? And then we put all of our typical strategy, technical analysis. People love to call it technical analysis, right? I just talk about what the charts are doing. But here we go. You got the 200-week moving average all the way at 144. You got the gap here at $72. You got another gap at 170. Blah, 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 blah. So long-term, it's a long-term play for me. I have stock in PayPal, and makes me want to add to it. I might add to it today just because there was a pending buy signal on the weekly chart, pending buy signal on the daily chart. So yes, I'm already in it, but I might add to it again. Not all in. I won't go all in, but it's stock, so it would be a buy and hold. And then what if it did something similar to Meta, right? What if it did something similar to Meta? It'd be crazy. Oh, and I talked about this in the Discord. The charts are going to win again, and we're 42 minutes, so we're gonna have to start wrapping this up so we can get to some of the comments and start going to and doing any requests if there are. So, but what if? So the charts could be ahead of the game again. Just recently, I think it was on CNBC. I saw a clip on YouTube where the new CEO came out and talked about they've got a big announcement coming. They got a big announcement coming. He was flexing that they've got 25% of the market share of, for merchants and stuff like that. And he was dropping. He didn't want to talk too much because he's doing a big announcement and a rollout, I guess. But later this month or next month, I can't remember what they said. But he said artificial intelligence is helping their merchants and everything to help with their data and blah, 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 and find opportunities for their clients and help small businesses, blah, 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 blah. So they're going to jump on that artificial intelligence train and that bandwagon, and they're going to try to push that narrative hard. And then with their analytics, they're saying that they could find opportunities for their clients, their merchant clients and all that stuff to make them more money, which then makes PayPal more money. So we'll see. That's all news. That's all fundamentals. That's all blah, blah, blah. If you even look at the fundamentals, it was a surprise of 5.8% quarter three, right? Quarter four, the earnings come out in February, it looks like, and expecting higher. So we'll see if there's a surprise there. That could be another catalyst. But the charts are already telling us, right? Charts are already telling us we had bearish divergence right back here, a lower high, crash down. It was like huge. It was a huge market crash, right? All the way down 84% from all-time highs. Remember, this was $310 at one point, right? $310 at one point. We'll see. The charts are telling us bullish divergence long term. Been a bear market since July 2021. So we'll see. We'll see what happens. That could be the all-time low at $50. Not all-time low, but the low after the bear market at $50. Currently at $61 right now. We will see. I don't have any options plays right now. As of right now, we'll see how it plays out. See how they're if it starts to make a move, and then there's an announcement later. That's PayPal. Teladoc. Similar thoughts on Teladoc, right? Similar thoughts on Teladoc. Fake out, come back down. This could be a breakout, possibly a higher low on Teladoc weekly chart. Could be finding support on the training dots. It was another one that was in the newsletter. Long term, what if $15 was the low? What if it finds support at the training dots, flips around, and the next weeks or months it starts to flip back around from there and hits longer term targets to the upside? We will see. That's pretty much it. Kind of update from the newsletter over there. And we'll see anything else that kind of sticks out. If not, let's switch over back. Let's keep our eye on Bitcoin daily chart here, and then look through all the comments. Sep Her, welcome back. Finally, the move down we've been eyeing for so long. Let's see how far down we get these first days. Not sure what you're referring to. Maybe you're talking about Bitcoin over here because we were talking about it earlier in the live stream. I'm pretty sure. Hello, Jesse. Yep, taking a page out of Aldo's book, misspelling my name, Olsen. Awesome. NVIDIA only knows to go up, it seems. Yeah, it does until it doesn't, right? So don't fight the trend. I'm not shorting NVIDIA. No way, no how. It is ultra bullish on the weekly, ultra bullish on the monthly. I'm staying out of that BP, dump it. Okay, not sure what you're talking about. Maybe Bitcoin. Good morning, Market Snipers. Rick's Moneymakers Hilton. Welcome back. Yes, I agree. Abercrombie. Yeah, I know. I always want to say Abercrombie, right? It's Abercrombie, but Abercrombie seems more difficult for me to say. So we're going to rename it Rick's Moneymakers Hilton to Abercrombie, or in short, ANF. Now you know what we're talking about. We are not in a beer market yet. Yeah. Depends on what chart, right? Depends on what chart. 31 watching, 14 likes. Everyone smash those likes. Help Jesse, help us, help him. Yes, Rick's Moneymakers Hilton. Thanks for being so smart over there. Thanks for being so wise and smashing that like button over there. Help me, help you, help me. G-Rod, let's get it. We on PayPal? G-Rod. Oh yeah. G-Rod. Come on. PayPal on track to recovery at G-Rod. Yep. I agree. Myrna Bacon. Good morning, Myrna. Welcome back. All right. So I don't see any requests. So we add about 48 minutes, just kind of watching Bitcoin down 2.2%, watching crypto go through a correction as well. And they're starting to break down a little bit faster, 5%. Gold getting a little bit of a bounce after it was correcting the past couple of days. Let's take a look at it. Past couple of days. Reminder, silver is currently below the 200-week moving average. Just pointing that out. Not saying that gold will go down to the 200-week moving average. Just saying as an observation. Yep, Myrna Bacon. Yep, I sure did. Yep. You got it. No problem. So silver currently down here. So we'll see. But after a couple days down, could get a little bit of a bounce here, kind of let the trending dots and the moving averages catch up. Speaking of silver, right? We still have this downward trend line drawn for the next possible buy the dip scenario. Still bearish as of right now. Still below the 200-week moving average. Still below the trending dots. Still below the downward trend line on silver. What else? ANF. Ooh. Is that the all-time high? I don't know. I'm not shorting it. Let's see. It's possible. Bearish divergence on ANF. Is that a bearish engulfing candle on ANF? Speaking of ANF, hit this longer-term target here. Crush this longer-term target here. This is the ANF target 2. Pumped up higher. We've got bearish divergence, right? Bearish divergence, go back to $90. We got a possible bearish engulfing candle here. And this longer term upward trend line could start to break down. Got a gap down here. We don't short tops, right? right? That's the question. We don't short tops. There's a gap right there. What's the gap size? Let's see. Is it even big? 13%, right? 13% gap. It's possible. So Abercrombie and Fitch, aka ANF, could be putting in a bearish engulfing candle. There's bearish divergence, right? Let's put a trend line on it like that. So still above the trend line as of right now. And let's put that back on. Still bullish on the daily chart. And then let's look at the weekly chart. Still ultra bullish on the weekly chart. So yeah, not sure I'd be shorting this one when the weekly chart is still ultra bullish. The daily chart is still bullish. There is bearish divergence. So at the very least, if you're in ANF, would it be a good time to take profits, right? Assuming you rode it all the way up, right? Would it be a good time to take profits? Seems like it could be, right? So after today's close, after a lower high is put in, that would be a higher probability that it was a good time to take profits, right? And then we would see after that. So it's possible that was the all-time high on ANF at the ripe number of $100. So we'll see. We'll see. Too early to say. Yep. Covered all that. Bitfarm's starting to really drop now. Marathon Digital, Riot. We gonna make it? Doesn't look like it. Hive, MIGI, Hut. Oh wow. Yep. Wolf, natural gas. Imagine. Come on. Imagine. Imagine the possibility. We'll see. Target 136. Okay. That seems to be about it. I'm not seeing any other requests. Rick's Moneymakers Helton. Thanks, Jesse. Appreciate you. Thanks, Rick. Thanks, everyone. I appreciate all of your support. Thanks for smashing the like button. Thanks for subscribing over at the newsletter. Thanks for subscribing to the YouTube channel and all the Discord members. Thanks for all of your continued support. I appreciate it. With that, we will see you tomorrow on the next live stream. Have a good day.